Paddy Pimblett was recently in an interview and he didn't come in quiet at all. Sitting down ahead of his biggest test yet, Paddy laid everything out with confidence, honesty, and a few sharp warnings mixed in. This wasn't just him talking tough. Every answer showed how seriously he's taken this moment, how he pictures the fight playing out, and how ready he feels for the spotlight. From respect to pressure to belief, the tone was clear right from the jump.
Where do you think you are in your career at the moment? How do you feel? Because from the outside looking in, it really looks like you're hitting your stride. All that potential seems to be coming out.
I don't even think I've hit my prime yet, to be honest. I didn't mature till I was older. You know what I mean? I didn't have a growth spurt till I was about 23. So, yeah, I don't think I'm even in my prime yet, but it's coming.
Paddy doesn't brush off Justin Gaethje like he's nothing. Instead, he gives him credit right away. He talks about Gaethje as a longtime UFC staple, a highlight reel machine who built his name through chaos, bonuses, and non-stop wars. But once the respect is spoken, the message flips fast. Paddy frames this fight as more than facing a legend. To him, this is a turning point, a moment where one era fades and another takes over. It's praise wrapped in a warning, and it instantly raises the pressure on both sides.
Justin Gaethje, obviously we've seen his career for so many years. The man is a legend. I think 14 fights in the UFC. He did work before that as well. All his fights in the UFC, he's either taken a bonus or he's been fighting for a title. The guy, he's a special fighter, right?
Yeah, he's unbelievable, absolute legend of the sport, legend of the lightweight division. And it's an honour to get in the cage with him and fight him. But I feel bad saying it because I've said it already. I think I'm going to retire him.
From there, Paddy leans hard into the idea that this fight could be the final chapter of Justin Gaethje's run. He points out that Gaethje has tied his future to title contention. And in Paddy's eyes, a loss here shuts that door completely. Still, he doesn't ignore the danger. He talks openly about Gaethje's crushing right hand and his zero hesitation style. Justin lives for wild exchanges and violent moments, and Paddy isn't scared of that at all. He welcomes it, calling this the war he's been waiting for.
Is that where you think he is in his career? You think he's...
Yeah, I think he could be on the verge, on the precipice of retiring. He said himself he was going to retire if he didn't get a title shot. So when I beat him, he's not going to get another title shot, is he? So.
What do you think it is that makes him special? What does he do that's different from others? What does he do that's elite?
He's got an elite right hand. You know what I mean? The way he plants that on people's chin. But he's just an absolute banger lad. He comes out and wants to have an entertaining fight every single time. He doesn't shy away from a firefight, and he loves a war. And I've never had a war in all my years of fighting, so I'm looking forward to one.
Is that what you want?
Yeah, of course.
By the way, before we dive in, 99.8% of the people watching right now aren't subscribed. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any upcoming MMA news. And without further ado, let's dive into it.
When pushed about whether chasing a war with Gaethje is risky, Paddy doubles down on his mindset. He says this isn't fake bravery or blind confidence. Everything is calculated. Even if people laugh or assume he'll panic wrestle early, Paddy makes it clear he plans to meet Justin head on. He breaks it down as a boxer with leg kicks versus a true all-around MMA striker. No shortcuts, no hiding, just a performance he believes will force people to rethink who he really is.
So you never had a war, you want to start it by doing it with Justin Gaethje?
Yeah.
Where's your head at, man?
It's just firmly screwed on my shoulders, lad, but you know, people are laughing at me when I'm saying I'm going to stand with him, but I am. People think that I'm just going to shoot in the first 10 seconds. I'm not. I'm going to stand with him and I'm going to put it on him. And people are going to be like, wow, we weren't lying. Like, he's more of a boxer with leg kicks and I'm an MMA striker. I don't do just boxing or Thai boxing or kickboxing or taekwondo or karate. I'm an MMA striker and you'll see that when I fight him.
When the talk shifts to his own journey, Paddy draws a clear line between himself and Justin. He sees Gaethje closer to the end of the road, while he feels like he's just getting started. Paddy talks about late development and says the version fans are seeing now isn't his peak, it's the build-up to it. In his mind, this is still the rise, not the finish line.
Look, the interim belt is on the line. I'm sure you would have preferred to be fighting for the full title, but what does the interim belt mean to you?
I'm still a world champion, you know what I mean? Still the UFC world champion when I win it. And don't know what's happening with Ilia, you never know, he might end up vacating. It could end up being like Tom Aspinall and getting promoted to being undisputed champion anyway, but for now, while he's out the cage, I am the UFC lightweight world champion.
Then the interim belt comes up, and Paddy doesn't play it down for even a second. He treats it like real gold, real status, and a real claim to the top of the lightweight division, especially with uncertainty around the undisputed title. He frames this as a moment to take control. Whether people want to label it interim or not, Paddy believes winning it makes him the man at lightweight.
Have you been given any indication about what is happening with Ilia, what that could mean?
No, we
for
do.
you?
He's got things going on, lad, and they're bigger than fighting, so he needs to get that stuff sorted before he gets back in the cage. I completely understand that.
I feel like your relationship, you two, it's mellowed recently. You can tell there's a lot of respect there, or maybe there wasn't so much before.
Yeah, I still don't like the you know what I mean? But guy, I've got respect for him. He's done more than I thought he was going to do in the sport. But then, as I say, I'm a family man as well, so I respect the fact that he's trying to get that sorted before he fights again, and that's one of them. He needs to get that sorted, and I wish him nothing but the best with it.
When Ilia Topuria is mentioned, Paddy's tone changes noticeably. He admits there's no clear update and acknowledges that some things in life matter more than fighting. While their rivalry hasn't vanished, it's now mixed with respect. He gives credit to what Ilia has done in the cage and respects him for stepping back to focus on family and life outside the octagon.
Look, when this fight got made, you were probably thinking Ilia Topuria was coming down the line for you. So when this got confirmed, how did you feel? What were the emotions?
I'm fighting for the belt, lad. It's all that matters. That's the only emotion. I'm just looking forward to being the first champ from Liverpool. And obviously I wanted to fight Ilia for the undisputed title, but he's got bigger things going on, so leave him to that. Hopefully he gets all that sorted. And I'm going to beat Gaethje and win the interim title.
After speaking on Ilia, Paddy snaps right back to the present fight with full focus. Any emotion about who he expected next disappears once the belt is on the line. For him, this is about history and becoming Liverpool's first UFC champion. While he respects Ilia's priorities, Paddy is locked in on Justin Gaethje, determined to take the interim title and prove himself on the biggest stage possible.
When this fight was made, there was a lot of talk about how is it an interim title, but the #1 contender isn't in this fight. I mean, I don't expect you to have any sympathy for Arman Tsarukyan, but you know, were you surprised that you could make this interim title without him in it?
No, he's boring. Don't really know anyone who wants to see Arman Tsarukyan fight. I listed so many reasons why he hasn't got this title shot in an interview the other week. You know what I mean? Like, pulled out on a day's notice when he said he had a bad back when he never. He just couldn't make weight to ruin the main event. Punched the fan walking out of the cage. Probably cost the UFC a lot more money. Nearly ruined another main event for the first fight in Qatar by headbutting Dan Hooker. Like, just don't be a little spoiled brat and you might end up getting in good graces. It's his own fault, lad. It's his own family's fault for letting him be a spoiled little baby his whole life, lad, because he's got money. You know what I mean? He thinks that he can just like pay his way out of anything. Well, nah, lad, you got told you've got to work your way back to the title. And beating Dan Hooker, who can't grapple to save his life, doesn't do that. You know what I mean? But it is funny because he's left out in the cold now because Charles is fighting Max and I'm fighting Justin. And like, the next person down the rankings is Dan Hooker, who he's just beat. You know what I mean? He's going to have to rematch Gamrot or something and try and beat Gamrot. Because for now, nobody gives a flying
From there, Paddy turns to the interim title picture and doesn't soften his words at all. He calls out Arman Tsarukyan, pointing to missed chances, bad decisions, and behavior that stalled his own momentum. In Paddy's eyes, it's completely self-inflicted. With Charles set to fight Max and himself facing Gaethje, Arman is left watching from the outside, and Paddy says nobody's paying attention to him right now.
Does it not confuse things, though? Because we've got this ranking system, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does it not confuse things? Well, I don't expect you to care about this, but for fans, people watching in, people trying to understand the sport, if we've got rankings, the number one guy's not in the interim title, should we just scrap the rankings?
I don't know, that's up to everyone else, it's not up to me. I got told I'm fighting for the belt against Justin Gaethje and I said yeah. It's not my fault. Arman Tsarukyan's an absolute sausage.
No, it's not.
It's not my fault he can't control his emotions and start headbutting people at weigh-ins and pulling out the night before fights and hitting fans when he's walking out. That's not on me, that's on him. And he knows why he's not fighting for the belt. He needs to stop about it.
I feel like you pretty early on, well maybe straight away actually, when you moved into the UFC, you worked out there's things they like, there's things they don't like, and you know where that line is and you never cross it.
Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory, you know what I mean? You don't want you to headbutt people at weigh-ins and ruin the event for the next day. You don't want you to punch fans when you're walking out. You don't want you to pull out of a fight, a main event, the first card of the year, pay-per-view, the night before because you've got a bad back. And we all know he never had a bad back. He just his undies.
Did he?
Yeah.
That seems such a hard thing to get my head around. I think a lot of people would find it as well. Like, we know what you guys are made of.
And he was doing all stupid the day before, lad. Doing all mad rollovers and that. Like, there was nothing wrong with his back. He just didn't feel right or wasn't going to make weight. You know what I mean? He himself. Simple as, end of. And the UFC is not a place so, you know, he's lucky he hasn't been cut. Never mind, he's not fighting for the belt, he's lucky.
Building on that, Paddy tackles the rankings debate with his usual blunt style. He admits fans might be confused about why the top contender isn't in the interim fight, but he doesn't care. His focus is only on the belt in front of him. Any controversy, he says, falls squarely on Arman. Missed fights, outbursts, and poor decisions kept him sidelined, and Paddy makes it clear he's not responsible for that at all. Looking ahead, Paddy says once he becomes interim champion, he wants to defend the belt a couple of times before even thinking about unifying with Ilia Topuria. As for Arman, Paddy jokes that it would be fitting if someone else beat him before he ever gets another shot. In his eyes, money can't buy respect or titles, and the cage always tells the truth. When asked about headlining the UFC's new TV deal in the US, Paddy lights up instantly. He sees it as more than a spotlight, it's about delivering a show. With Justin Gaethje known for non-stop action and himself bringing an all-action style, Paddy believes their clash is the perfect way to kick off a new era. With just over 5 weeks to go, he says he's already visualizing every possible finish. That confidence carries over into expert opinions as well. Ilia Topuria, speaking with Joe Rogan, didn't hold back. He believes Paddy has the advantage over Gaethje. While recognizing Justin's power, Ilia pointed out that grappling isn't Gaethje's strongest area, while it's a major weapon for Paddy. He emphasized that if the fight hits the mat, that gap could decide everything. Tim Welch offered a more measured take. While he acknowledged Ilia's confidence in Paddy, he didn't see it as a guaranteed outcome. Welch suggested Paddy might land takedowns later in the fight, but warned that Gaethje's wrestling, power, and experience keep him dangerous at all times. The age edge favors Paddy slightly, but Justin's power makes every second risky. In the end, Welch leaned toward Justin, reminding everyone that once the fight starts, nothing is guaranteed. After hearing Paddy lay it all out, the question hangs in the air. Is this confidence backed by skill, or is the moment bigger than him? He's showing belief, focus, and zero fear against one of the most dangerous fighters in the division. Fight night is where everything gets answered. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more fight news, updates, and real talk like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow and keeps the content coming.
More big fights, more bold takes, and more behind-the-scenes stories on the way.